Hello, and thank you for joining me once again in the lobby. I'm Matthew and I will be your host for today as per usual. The crew and I have been hard at work this last week putting a very special show together for you, so be sure to stick around. Coming up this week, we will be going over the game with the best use of adaptive music, viewing your submitted clips, going over some tips and tricks, and then finally checking in with a fitness expert about whether or not games can actually keep you fit. But first, I think I've got something that I think everyone can relate to. Imagine this, you've sat down and you've bought some new game, played it, and regardless of how much you like it, you hear about how some game did it better 30 years ago. Now usually I think when I speak for everyone when I say that you just ignore whoever said this, but I thought I'd do my public service to figure out if there's any merit behind this argument. But first, whether you're engaged in civilized discussion or shouting at randoms you matched with at 2 AM, you're going to need energy and a lot of it. Well, luckily for you, one of you has the chance to win a year's supply of our sponsor, Monster Energy.
Uh-oh! Did you accidentally spend your night gaming and have no energy to continue? Well, worry not. We have the solution for you! Introducing Monster Energy! Takes everything you love about energy drinks and kicks it up to 11! The sugar, more sugar. Caffeine, more caffeine. The vitamins, more vitamins. And why stop at a measly 15 flavors? We have 150! Oh my God! With Monster Energy, you could do more than just stay up for a few measly hours. You could stay up for days on end!
I have slept in 3 days!
It's radical! Radical! Drink it!
Monster was kind enough to sponsor today's episode, and with it, the chance for one of you to win a year's supply of their awesome energy drink. But that's not all. Monster is even including a brand new unreleased flavor, which I have been lucky enough to try myself, and let me say you're in for a treat. So, what are you waiting for? To enter? Follow the steps on screen now, and all that free Monster could be yours. We'll be picking a winner later on in today's show, so make sure to stick around. Once again, a very special thanks to Monster Energy for sponsoring us here at the lobby. But now, let's hear from our indie game expert Flynn, who's got something for those classic Zelda fans.
I played Tunic back in 2022 when it came out, and boy has it sat with me. At first I was hooked by the game's charming graphics and adorable character, but I stayed for the interesting world and game-bending puzzles. The first half of the game takes many an inspiration from Zelda games of old, which can be seen from the titular green tunic the main character wears. This extends into the world design and light dungeons, which are littered with secrets and challenges for you to enjoy. Whereas the latter part of the game takes inspiration from The Witness, with challenging but fair maze puzzles. These puzzles will require a full understanding of the world and even some trickery within the game's settings. The only issue I have with Tunic lays within its combat. The combat feels too light and floaty, with little impact when you hit enemies, giving them the chance to counterattack almost straight away. But as a whole, Tunic has so much charm and character that I'm willing to overlook my issue with it, and still highly recommend the game to anyone who likes adventure or puzzle games. That's all from me. Now it's time to send you back to the lobby.
Thanks, Flynn. Tunic is a game I have in fact played myself, and I must say, I would recommend. But besides playing Tunic, a personal favourite activity of mine is sitting down with people and having a calm, collected discussion about some difficult and divisive questions. Another is making people rage and argue. Let's see which this turns into in a battle between generations. And joining me on the sofa today is our guests Josh and Xavier. Thank you both for being here. Josh, how are you feeling today?
I'm excited. I don't think I've ever been on TV before. This is amazing.
Well, thanks for being here and thanks for bringing that energy. Xavier, how do you feel today?
I'm in the same boat. I'm really pumped up today. It's really nice to meet you, by the way.
It's lovely to meet you too. Thank you so much.
Well. Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here. Now, let's get right onto it. Josh, I hear you're arguing the point that retro games are better than the modern ones. Would
Yeah.
you like to walk us through your thinking?
Well, I think people took more risks with the retro games. I mean, you don't get people making such bold things as like the classic ET game anymore. Most modern games that are considered good are treading over old ground because they're parts of franchises that did something good and haven't changed it since.
It's hard to argue that. Xavier, you want to give it a shot?
I'd say it's easy to argue against it. I mean, first of all, I got Elden Ring. It's a newish game, represent. It's done amazingly, and you know, like, I don't think it really rehashes much. And I do get your point about older games, but I still think we have a solid ground of creativity in the gaming space today.
Modern games are quite good. I think I do find myself playing more modern games than older games, though I do find it's quite annoying the amount of DLCs, extra things you have to pay for on top of the purchase price. Xavier, what do you think about that?
To be honest, I would give a bit of criticism towards that. I think it's just a facet of where the industry has moved. It's become a bit more saturated and more money focused. But to be fair, you did have that in older retro games, you know, like the ET game, which is, I think has millions of copies in the landfill now. But, you know, it's doing pretty well still.
Well, I think before we go any further, the best way to settle this is in the true fashion of gamers and in a game. As for which game they'll be playing, it is a staple in the gaming industry for generations. It's Mario Kart time, ladies and gentlemen. As for which game they'll be playing, let's hand it over to Kieran, our games expert, who's going to walk you through the first one. Take it away, Kieran.
After playing Mario Kart World for around 30 hours, I can confidently say it's both the best Mario Kart and the most boring at the same time. The characters offered to you are fun and unorthodox, the tracks are arguably the best they've ever been, and with the new wall riding and trick mechanics and the different CC modes, you're guaranteed a fun challenge. And if you conquered all the Grand Prix, try the online mode and test your skills against players from all around the world. But despite all this praise, it certainly isn't without its flaws. The biggest one being the main selling point of the game, the open world. It is a boring slog to play through, and it tries to compensate with this with different types of missions to do, but once you've completed one, you've really completed them all. And when you play online, just remember you're playing on Nintendo Online servers, so the chances of you having a stable connection is next to zero. It certainly isn't my favourite Mario Kart game, but we here at the lobby give Mario Kart World a would recommend out of 10. Back to you in the studio, Matthew.
Thanks, Kieran. Mario Kart World, not a game I've tried personally, but it certainly seems interesting. I'd be up for giving it a shot. But before I do, let's see how our players handle it. Start your engines.
I'm excited. I'm pumped up.
I'm glad. Bring that energy.
Mario.
Have you ever played Mario Kart World before, Xavier?
Never have. This is my first time. I'm not super versed in Mario, but this looks pretty good so far.
Well, as a blank perspective then, what's your first impressions?
I think the graphics are amazing, which I think is going to be probably a key talking point. But other than that, the gameplay is pretty smooth. I like the controls. Yeah, I mean, let's hear Josh's opinion.
Yeah, Josh, what do you think about this game?
I mean, it does look pretty. I like that they're bringing back the old tracks I'm used to. It's a nice little nostalgia here. Yeah.
Have you ever played before?
I did. I played once with a nephew of mine, with Leo, for watching.
Shout out to Leon at home.
W. Leo in the chat.
Well, what are you currently finding the most enjoyable part of this game, Xavier?
Well, being at first, honestly. But no, seriously, other than that, graphics, controls. I really like the art style of the game. I'm sure it's held up pretty well. I think Mario's and Luigi especially is a pretty solid design.
Careful about liking your position. Josh is right up behind you.
Yes.
How are you finding it, Josh?
How am I finding which bit?
What is currently the most enjoyable part of the game for you?
One thing I've noticed is I feel like I'm picking up items a lot more reliably than the old ones, and I get the backup, which is quite nice. And hopefully I can pick up one of these.
Well, on the flip end, what's your least enjoyable part?
That's fair.
Get wrecked.
And Mario.
Nice to see. Nice. I'm glad we got the spirit of competition. Come on, Xavier, you need to catch up.
I'm trying.
How significant, you mentioned the visuals, so how significant do you think the visuals are to the game?
I don't think they're crazy important, but I think it's really nice, and it'll help people engage more because I'm for one not too caring about it, but I know lots of people really do care about the visuals. People get new graphics cards, stuff like that.
Josh, what are your thoughts on visuals?
I think they can be useful in a game, but I think there's loads of modern games like Undertale and the called Delta Room, the new one, the same person brought out, that use the retro style.
That's
prove that you don't need them.
Love to see it. Well, that certainly was an impressive display from both parties. For our next Mario Kart title, we'll be heading back to the now retro console, back to 2008. It's for the Wii. Back to you, Kieran.
Mario Kart Wii was an instant success and a fan favourite of the series, and it's easy to see why when playing it. With the introduction of bikes, the player is given more variety in gameplay between choosing the reliability of karts or the high-risk, high-reward of bikes. And with the introduction of tricks, the game rewards the player for mastering its high skill ceiling with endless speed and fun. But enough of the positives, let's talk about the negatives. The items in this game are very hit or miss. For every blue shell and mega mushroom, there's a thunderclap and power block. Another big problem is the AI. The problem Mario Kart has faced for ages was rubber banding, but the AI would seemingly increase in speed in order to overtake you. And it's a problem that still exists in Wii, creating a sense of unfairness. But despite all that, I love Mario Kart Wii. It's nice to go back and play the older games compared to the new ones. It changes the pace. So the lobby would give Mario Kart Wii a must-play out of 10. Back to you, Matthew.
Thanks, Kieran. Now this one is in fact my childhood. Against bots, of course. You need friends for the alternative. Now, let's see if our players remain friends after this second round.
Remove my heels again.
Oh.
Direct comparison.
Yep.
It's crazy. It almost might have been intentional.
Was it though?
Yes.
Oh, okay, fair. And we're still Mario and Luigi.
So I take it you've played Mario Kart Wii before, Josh?
Oh yeah, this came out when I was a teenager. My stepsister had it on her Wii.
Xavier, you ever given this one a shot before?
No, this is my first time. I can tell obviously where the inspirations come for the later ones. It's still pretty solid. The graphics are, a bit more dull, but I think that's partially because it's on the big HD screen that you guys have here, which is really amazing, by the way.
We spare no expense here at the lobby. Well, so, Josh, does it hold up to your memories?
Yeah, this is great. I was worried that it would be like, it's my memory making it seem like it's better than it was, but no, this is just as good as I remember.
Yeah, personally I agree. I think the only difference is just graphics. I remember it looking better in my head.
I don't. I remember it looking like this.
Well, my eyes were a lot younger back then. Xavier, what do you think of the game visuals?
I mean, like I said, they're older, but I think they did it amazingly for what technology they had at the time, But I think the most important thing with game visuals is usually style, because again, the character designs are pretty. No, I just got like that. Character designs are pretty much the exact same, and they still hold up amazingly, and there's still Mario games going out.
So the previous game was the Switch controller. This one you're using the Wiimote. How responsive do you find the controls? They good?
I mean, I can hear it buzzing a bit now, so I think they've turned down the vibration in the later ones.
I love the actual steering. It's quite fun.
It is. It's quite immersive. Really makes you feel like you're on a Mario Kart track. Now, given this is an older game, there are a few issues with it. Is there anything that the two of you would change? Josh, you first?
I disagree that there's issues. I think it's going great. I like it.
Coming from the person in 6th place?
I was first like a second ago and that bit of cow.
I'm really curious when this lightning thing. Oh, okay.
Xavier, is there anything you would change?
No. I mean, like you said, me and Josh have been friends for years. I think this is just a good, nice race.
Nice to see it. Well done, both of you.
First place.
Well, they have now played both games, something old, something new. Let's sit them back down on the sofa and see if their opinions have changed. But first, it is always good to hear from as many people as possible. So let's check in with Flynn, who's on the street, to hear what the public has to say.
Thanks for that, Matt. Today I'm out here at the University of Sussex To get the word on the street, are retro classics or modern blockbusters the go-to pick? To find out, we'll just have to take it to the people. What was the first video game you ever played, and on what console?
Star Wars Battlefront 2, PS4. I was starved as a child.
It might be like Mario Kart or something, but it was on the Wii. It was definitely on the Wii.
Classic games.
Minecraft on my Xbox 360.
Minecraft, so PS4.
Pokemon Dungeon DS game on the DS Lite.
Do you think modern games are genuinely better, or do they just have fancier graphics?
I mean, I've been playing Silksong lately, so I'd say better, yeah.
Lots of indie games are like revolutionizing the space, but I think lots of AAA games have stagnated years ago, but then we still get the odd AAA game that goes, oh my god, that was incredible. So I think there are classics from back then that stand up today, but there's also a lot of games from the past. So I'd say a mix.
I think games now just have fancier graphics. A lot of games now are a bit not good.
I mean, I think they're equally good. I think graphics are better nowadays, but I think storytelling's always been good.
Yeah? Okay.
I think there could be an argument made for both. I think, there's a place in people's hearts for the older games, things that people have grown up with. But I guess it does have the advantage of the newer games having the nice graphics.
10 years ago, games were, I think, better than they were before that.
Final question. If you could only play games from one era for the rest of your life, retro classics or modern blockbusters, which would you pick?
I mean, I'd say modern, but ideally not blockbusters.
Probably retro classics.
I'd have to go with the retros, I think.
I'd choose modern.
I have to go for the modern blockbusters.
Well, we've heard from the people, but is that enough to sway our guests' opinions? It's back to you in the studio, Matt.
Thanks, Flynn. I know the outdoors is dangerous for gamers, so thanks for braving it out there for us. So Josh, what did you think of Mario Kart World?
I think it was fun. It was a much closer race. That shell I got at the end kind of.
That was good. That was a good race.
It's impressive gameplay from both parties. Xavier, what did you think of Mario Kart Wii?
I thought it was good. I was surprised I did better in the old game. I came first, which I think really says that the controls are still pretty solid. And honestly, I thought it was amazing.
Amazing. Glad to hear it from both sides. Now, the new Mario Karts often have quite a lot of DLCs, extra paid-for content. Josh, how do you feel about that?
I mean, DLC is one of those things where it's like, sometimes it can be really good. You get a game and then later on it's like, I can pay a little more for some extra cool stuff. And it gives games up an opportunity to correct things, add things, stuff like that. But then also, you get some games that get away with publishing half a game and making you pay for the rest later. I do think the Mario Kart 8 one was the former, the one that it gave you more stuff later, which was nice.
Yeah. Well, Xavier, what do you think?
Quickly, I mean, I can sum it down. I think DLCs they're not great, I'm not gonna lie. Most of the time, I think they are money grabbing. You have stuff like Fortnite V-Bucks, which, I bought a couple skins, don't get me wrong, but I think for the most part, they're just to make money. But you do have some good DLCs out there, again, Elden Ring DLC. But
True words have never been spoken. Now, I'm afraid that is all the time we have for this segment here today. Has the decision been made? Has the argument been settled? Not entirely sure. Continue the conversation online and let us know what you think. But for now, onto our next segment for the show. But before that, let's hear what we here at the lobby have to say about Dark Souls 2.
Dark Souls 2 was made by From Software's B team, as now CEO Hidetaka Miyazaki went to work on his other project, Bloodborne. And you can really tell Miyazaki didn't touch this game much when you play it. Because it sucks! Everything you liked about Dark Souls 1 is significantly worse than Dark Souls 2. The bosses are way too easy. The enemy design is lazy, and the enemy placement, well, they didn't bother with that. They thought that was too hard, and just decided to place a bunch of enemies in a single room with no reason. The lore and world is worse in every way. Tell me, why does this elevator at the top of a windmill go up to reveal a lava castle? I don't know. I don't even think the people that made this game knew. The only positive I can say about this game is that it gave us Dark Souls 3. I am so serious when I say this. If you like this game, donate your brain to science when you die so we can figure out what was wrong with you. It's bad. Don't play it. But that's all from me on this game. You take it from here, Matthew.
Well, thanks, Kieran. Remind me not to harsh you about any Dark Souls game. Moving on, it's time for my favourite segment, the awards. Last week, we asked you to vote on which game you thought had the best use of adaptive music. In return, we got more responses than ever, so thank you so much. Without further ado, let's go over the nominees. And the nominees are... Hades, beautiful Greek aesthetic. Nier Automata, fascinating story with great graphics. Portal 2, a staple in the puzzle gaming genre. Risk of Rain 2, crazy fun with your friends. Celeste, climbing a mountain can't be that hard. And Devil May Cry 5, truly brought back the whole franchise. Now, for those of you who haven't voted yet, you still have one last chance. Contact us on any of our socials to place your votes. We'll be back to announce the winner in a bit, but for right now, it's time for Clip of the Week. This week, we asked you to send in some of your best clips and you delivered, which made it really hard here at the lobby to shortlist them all. However, in the end, we did it, and here are 3 amazing clips to show you. Let's take a look at the first one. Helldivers 2, beautiful game. I believe that's a factory strider he's on. Oh, not so beautiful skill there. Silksong, great game now that it's finally out. Ooh, those are some impressive skills. The other guy could learn a thing or two. And Fallout, I believe Fallout New Vegas. Great game. What a nice guy that is. I'm sure hope nothing bad happens to him. Thank you once again for all of these awesome clips you submitted this week. For your chance of having your clips displayed next week, contact us using the instructions on screen now. But if you want to pull off some of the stunts you saw yourself, well, here's Kat to walk you through some tips and tricks.
Hello and welcome to Tower Factory. I'm here to teach some tips and tricks that will help you get into the raids and hopefully defeat the evil forces at the other side. Alright, let's go on to the first trick, shall we? Alright, for the first one, I'll show you don't have to always click in order to harvest. You can just simply hold the mouse button. For me, it doesn't hurt as much. Alright, now let's go to the next one. Alright, here's a quick tip for early defense. I'm not waiting for 100 words, just press some couple acorn cannons. Really great for early defense. Alright, that's all for this one. On to the next one, please. Alright, here's the last trick for you guys. An advanced one for the sawmill. Let me get some wood. Alright, so for winning planks and winning stakes in any advanced crafting, only be using 2 conveyor belts, or you'd be clogging up your system. But that's the last trick for me. Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks, Kat. I don't know if I personally have the skill for some of that, but I'm sure some of you at home do. But now it is the time you've been waiting for. It's time to see which game you thought won the best use of adaptive music. While they were all great picks, there can only be one champion. And the winner is... Devil May Cry 5! Congratulations! Well, that is not at all what I was expecting, but I'm sure all DMC fans will be celebrating hard right now. Anyway, do not worry if your vote didn't win, for we will have another award to give away next week. Next week here at the lobby, we will be looking at the best retro style game. The nominees are... Stardew Valley, stress-filled farming. Crow Country, creepy aesthetic. Signalis, fascinating horror game. Sea of Stars, artistic turn-based fun. Shovel Knight, a true indie icon. And Turbo Overkill, truly bringing back the Doom vibes. To vote for your favourite game, contact us on any of our socials, but if you want the chance to win something yourself, our Monster giveaway is up right now. Once again, a special thanks to Monster Energy for sponsoring the show, and now it is time to announce the winner of the giveaway. Once again, we have been flooded with so many responses, thank you so much, but only one of you can win this year's supply, and the winner and owner of a year's supply of Monster Energy is Michael! Congratulations, Michael! We'll be reaching out to you at the end of today's show, and what an amazing show it has been today. But don't worry, it's not over just yet. Instead, it's on to something completely different. And to lead into that, here's our mobile games expert Annie with her thoughts on Pikmin Bloom.
Do you need more grass in your life? Then look no further than Pikmin Bloom. It's an AR mobile game that extends the Pikmin universe to real life, so you can bring your plant buddies on your adventures. The game is perfect for those who are unmotivated to go out but need to get the steps in, as the more you walk, the more varieties of Pikmin you can find, plant and grow. My favourite Pikmin is the rock-shaped ice. You can also use Pikmin Bloom as a diary, logging your daily mood, pictures from your gallery, and collecting postcards from newly discovered areas. You can even gift postcards to your friends, making the exploration side of Pikmin super interactive. However, the monthly event challenges could be hard to complete if you're not constantly glued to your phone planting flowers, or its evil RNG gives you useless petals. There is essentially no combat apart from unleashing your Pikmin army off to defeat mushrooms, but it's a whimsy little walking game after all, so if that's what you're after, I'd highly recommend Pikmin Bloom. That's all from me, back to you, Matthew.
Thanks, Annie. That looks like the kind of cutesy fun that would make me puke. But it's not the only exercise game out there, is it? Here's Kieran. Walk us through what you've been researching recently.
Hey, no problem, Matthew. It's great to be back in the studio. Whilst I've been away, I've been researching all about active video games, or as it's more commonly called, Exergaming. Have you heard about this, Matthew?
I haven't. Walk me through it.
Well, it's always been around in ways such as Just Dance and Wii Sports. It's making a resurgence now with games such as Ring Fit Adventure and Fitness Boxing 2.
Ooh, love me some boxing.
Yeah, these games are great for accessible ways to exercise that target a very range of muscles. Exergames also use additional controllers to help supplement the experience. Think of Wii Fit's balance board.
Loved it as a kid, used it all the time.
Yeah, it's great. These not only help keep exercising fun and entertaining, but it opens up to a greater range of individuals. The power of Exergaming is incredible, and to show it off, we will be putting both our skills to the test. Tell me, Matt, have you played Dance Dance Revolution before?
Played it, masters it. I am the best. I can't wait.
Great, because that's not what we're playing. We're going to be playing Star Wars Connect, and it's going to be a great time. I'm going to have fun, you're going to have fun, the people at home are going to have fun, and most importantly, it's going to be fun. So get your dancing shoes on.
Oh, right. Great. Thanks for that. But thank you all so much. That is all we have time for today. That is the end of our show. Thank you so much for watching us. Join us next week when we will be investigating whether or not GTA 6 will actually come out, as well as exposing gacha players to some grass. Special thanks to my amazing crew. See you next week.
Yeah, I'm feeling good tonight. Finally feeling free and it feels so right. Oh, time to do the things I like. Gonna see a princess, everything's alright. Oh, no job but I answer to. Ain't a fixture in the palace zoo. No, and since the carbonite's off me, I'm living life now that I'm free. Yeah, told me get myself together. Now I got myself together. Now I made it through the weather. Better days are gonna get better. I'm so happy the carbonite is gone. I'm moving on. I'm so happy that it's over now. The pain is gone. I'm putting on my shades to cover up my eyes. I'm jumping in my ride. I'm heading out tonight. I'm solo. I'm Han Solo. I'm Han Solo. I'm solo, solo. I'm picking up my blaster, putting it on my side. I'm jumping in my Falcon.